The Quench, where you ask, we answer.
All right, and we are back. Now, before we went to the break, we had a breakdown of different scenarios in real life, and the audience gave us very detailed answers on how they would approach those scenarios. Now, like I said in my introductions, work ethics provide a gray area where you are not sure what to do and what not to do. You're not sure of what is right and what is not right, what is normal and what is actually what you're supposed to do. And I want to bring in our voices of experts, and I want to start with you, Pastor Mwangi. Just pinpoint the examples that you had, yeah? The ones that stood out for you. Tell me, how would you do things differently if it was you? And what is the right thing to do in this case?
Thank you so much. Let me start with the first one, covering a dating or dating colleagues.
Yeah.
A dating colleague at the place of work. It is important to note that dating is important. It's part of our life. But there's something we call the work-life balance.
Yes.
Because this is life. Dating is life.
Okay.
And this is work. You need both of them. But when you found it on lies, then even that relationship you're building will be based on lies. Most likely, you will still help from that relationship and somebody will cover you. So it's always good to start. It's always good to start on truth, on the point of truth. So institutions and companies have very nice labor regulations. You can excuse yourself.
Okay.
Easily excuse yourself. Or even this date, you can take it on an off duty. Or even when you're not working in the evening. That will look professional. Even the person you are dating will take you serious. Yes. Because if I am dating you and I know you have escaped from your office and somebody is covering your space, I will know that eventually there will be something wrong in this relationship.
All right.
The other one is dating colleagues in non-dating institution. Still the same. For you to get a real suitor or a real partner in life, you need to date. But it depends with how people take dating. Like my brother here who was saying, dating most likely will end up into sex very, very quickly and very easily, which is the wrong way of dating. Because there are different categories of that are there in a relationship. The first category is what we call the acquaintance. Most of these people, I've never seen them. So they are acquainted to me today. They are to me onana too. So the next one is the known. I know you, at least I've met you. Now if we meet next time, you are known to me because I met you here. The next one is friends. Friends is now, I know a bit more of you and there's something that I can share with you because we are friends. Then we go to lovers. Lovers, now that's where the feeling starts coming in and emotions. You can be angry, you can be happy, something will happen in between their chemistry. And from lovers now, the last one is partners. Partners are there for life. In fact, some of the partners hate each other, but because they are in partnership, so they have to remain, especially in business. So it depends with, if this is a non-dating institution, I would really want to date. I will start with the first one, because being friends is still a part of dating, and it doesn't have a lot of impact on my contribution to the company. But when I have settled that this is the person that I will take, the right thing to do is to quit, because the institution says one of you must quit. So the last thing, if I'm sure that this is the person, I don't want to quit and then we break up in the, I lose the job and I lose the relationship. So
you would date until you know this is the right person, or
depending with which format of dating. Because you need to know a person. Once you have, before you become intimate now, because you become intimate and know that this is the person, then the right thing to do is to quit. Then the next one, I'm just quickly, because I saw there were 6, is the money. You've been given money for a field work, and you have some leftovers in the pocket, and that's what normally happens with institutions, like even in government. But when those challenges were there before, so they settled on a particular allowance that you're given. It's called daily subsistence allowance. You're given. You're not even supposed to bring some receipts, because most of the people are always lying on the same. But the good thing is, if you are faithful with ritual, much more will be put in your hands. So the best thing is to just go and reconcile that account, because when you reconcile that account with the accountant, tomorrow he will trust you even with more.
Okay.
And then there are these well-connected. They are the nuisance guys, well-connected relatives of the bosses and the directors. I believe personally the best way to handle them is to outshine them.
Okay.
Watch our rukaruke to everywhere, but when it comes to results, your results are seen.
Yes.
Outshine them, render them redundant. Whether wako ama wako, don't care, because you will not be a daughter of the boss if you are not.
Yes.
So just render them redundant. Watch tu wakae tu hapo. They will come. They have nothing to do. Their presence will not be. Their absence will not even be noted. And with that, you are still charting your own path. Then we have this unfaithful colleague. Wanabeba chapati zikibaki. Wanabeba chapati wanaenda nazo. You see, if you start stealing from the company, even when it is your company, people will start stealing from you. Because whatever you planned, you finally you're going to leave. It is good to leave. Like us who are in the hotel, sometimes we look like we are doing well, just because kwa hotel tunakula chakula mzuri, and so we have to look well, and then also because we are dealing with customers, we have to wear well. But that is not a true reflection of our pocket. But in real sense, the way we handle ourselves is being content with what we have.
Yes.
Kama kwako hakuna chapati na umepika chapati hapa, achana chapati. Enda kwako kula githeri yako vizuri tu, because a day will come when you'll have those chapati. Let me give you in a few seconds.
Yes.
One of the best bankers we have in this country. One of the biggest bank we have in Kenya. He said that he was brought up in a very poor background in Murang'a. And his prayer when he was young is that one day, because of the way they have taken tea without sugar, one day he will put 5 teaspoons of sugar in a cup, tano hivi, akoroge that gogoyo, akunywe. He knew that day will come. That was a dream.
Yes.
So right now he doesn't take sugar. So if that was the dream, he said, if this was my dream, and if I achieve it, I die, I would have died long time ago.
Right.
Because how many now sacks of sugar can I buy? So many. And the last one was these married colleagues. I've had so many people wakisema, if you meet them, please kanyaga kubwa kubwa ukienda. But I know my brother said you pray for them. It is important you pray for them. But one thing that I've seen work in so many instances is where, if you know that there are some people who are dating and what they're doing is wrong, is infidelity, when there are different discussions, make sure that topic comes up. Because guilt conscience eats people.
Yes.
Guilt, yani kama wanajua. Guilt, when you invoke guilt in people, don't even mention them. Mention other people and other cases and how those terrible relationships ended. People will start fearing. And that guilt will say, before long, I don't want to end like so and so. Thank you so much.
Okay, that was wonderful. That was really detailed. Thank you for approaching all of them. And now to you, Pastor Bernard. Please let us know how to circumvent all of these issues.
Thank you very much. I'm going to start with that one of covering a colleague. And I would want to take you back to the time you were signing your contract. The things you signed to. Because it is very dangerous when you sign to things which you are not ready to adhere to. You are not honest with yourself. And when you are not honest with yourself, everything can go wrong. And at the end of the day, you will only have yourself to blame. Before you cover them, let it be plain clear to them from your head that me, I'm not ready to cover you, because if you are going for a dating, either you have off days when you can do that. 2, you can ask for a permission from your boss, and you can go and date freely without feeling a sense of guilt in you. But now, if you become the person, the Bible says, be careful not to become a surety to someone. Because if he is unable to pay, you will pay and pay dearly. Before you become a surety to those people, count the cost and the consequences.
Yes.
Because if they are not caught, you are safe.
But what if they're caught?
But if you are caught, they might pay and you might pay also. Because remember, if a boss has employed you, he's not a fool. He will come to you and ask you questions and lie to him. And there is nothing as dangerous like lying to somebody who knows you are lying to him. And later on, he brings it to you. You told me lies. 2. I think that one, the first one I'm done with. Okay. The other one was, you have been given money to go, maybe you are going to Nyahururu or somewhere else, but the money was far much than what you needed, you have spent, and it has remained. It all boils down again to the topic of being honest with yourself. I remember in the Bible there is a story whereby they were thrown in the furnace of fire, 3 of them. But Nebuchadnezzar said, we threw you 3, but they are 4. And the 4th one is like the Son of God. Even when you are alone, you are not alone. Okay. Someone else is monitoring you. Someone else is watching you. What has brought destruction to so many companies, it wasn't because they were non-performing. It was because they were being steered by people who are not honest.
Yes.
The first question that comes, and I would ask you, if you are working in that company, do you really love that company? Do you really love what you do? Can you defend it? Because the worst thing, even when you have your own company, is to have employees who doesn't love their work, they love their salary. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. The other one was uncles and those relatives who...
Nieces and nephews and cousins.
I don't think I'm going to add anything to it. Pastor MWANGI just put it and put it the way it needs to be. Yeah. Just outshine them. As they pray aloud, work. Let your results talk on your behalf. As their relationship, because he is my uncle, he is my father, he is so and so. As those things talk on their behalf, let your work talk on your behalf. And when it will come a day when there are people that needs to be dismissed, now what will say who is to be dismissed, who is not going to be dismissed, are the results. And if the only results they have is, he is my uncle, he is my auntie, I promise you, they will be the first to see the door. But you, he is not your uncle, he is not your auntie, he is not your anybody, but your work is what is going to secure your praise in that company. And you might be shocked that from there you become his boss. The very person who used to brag, the owner of this company is my sister, the owner of this company is my uncle. Because being a sister, being an uncle, being this and that, it is good. But there is one thing that has brought us together, work.
Work, yes.
And this work does not know you. Yeah. It knows a worker. So if you are a joker there, it doesn't respect you, even though you are my son. If you are a joker there, we had one of the biggest supermarkets in this country. Yeah. But when that blood relationships took over, where is it? It is no longer.
Yeah.
And you might discover those who are those who are related in blood-wise today, some of them, they are jobless. And others whom they used to man over and to brag over, today they are holding high offices because life is just. Life is just. It is not about these bulls. It is about life and the fourth person in this life. That is God. Okay. I think that is my take.
That is nice. So issues of work ethics, we have had our voices of experts tell us a thing or two. And I think the one thing I can echo from them all is remember who you are. Okay? Pastor MUCHINA said, you signed a contract. Are you being honest to you as an individual? You promised to work in this manner. Are you being honest to you? Before even you go to the boss, the company policies and everything, are you being honest to you yourself? Now, there's a point that was said at the back that there's always a gray area. And we were given the story of a missionary who ended up marrying someone from their mission team, despite saying clearly that they wouldn't. What would you do in such a situation if it was you, Pastor MUCHINA?
In life, there are some things which There is no any laid down formula of how to do them. It can be said you are not supposed to do this, but that is what you do to get to the other side. Not always, but in some cases, very rare cases. So when it comes to that, all I can say, it is good to adhere to what you signed that contract to, all of the ethics when you entered into that company or whatever, the ethics you signed to. But always remember, and this one is not also giving a leeway. There are things which there is no laid down formula of how to do them. And we can learn so many a lot of them from Jesus himself.
Yeah.
The way he healed people was very different.
Okay.
To some, he was putting mud on their eyes.
All right.
Go and wash. To others, go and show yourself.
Okay.
To others, wake up and walk. To so many different ways. Because in life, there is not one laid down formula of doing things. That this is how we do it. And when we hold so much onto this is how we do it, we end up becoming religious, even in life, not in church.
Oh,
that's my
okay. That is a really nice take. That is a really nice take. And to you, Pastor Mwangi, what do you do in the event that you have said, I will not do this, I have set my ethics, and then you're being put in a situation like the missionary was in such a situation?
Okay, what I heard about that missionary is that those were own set goals.
Yes.
They were not cast on stone.
Yeah.
And it's only a fool who doesn't change his mind.
Oh, nice.
Along the way, he changed his mind. Because this life will teach you so many things. Some things that you are saying no to, in life you'll find that they are necessary in life.
Yes.
Along the path. Because he is in the mission field. And he remembered, I need to marry. I've already set these goals or these rules on myself. But they're not working because I'm ending up being a missionary. My life is in the mission field. So the only people I interact with are in the mission field.
Yes.
So he must have changed his mind as an intelligent person.
That leads me to a question. We had a conversation before on if it is okay to date a co-worker. And I would just like a yes and no from both of you. Would you date a co-worker if you were in the dating field?
For one, I've never been employed, so I don't know what goes on in the employment.
Wow.
So let me not touch on that. Two, I cannot date because already I dated somebody and I have a wife. So there is not that room. I might not be very good in giving that advice, especially in the area of work.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you cannot be teacher of everything. A field that which you have never been, what you are going to give are theories. But I love practicals.
Yes.
Something I can tell you, this is what I did. This is what so and so I did. This is what so and so happened. So to that one, please allow me just to be reserved.
Okay. Pastor Mwangi, to you. And here I will strictly say, I understand that you're a married man, but what if you are young and unmarried?
Oh,
that scenario.
Strictly, I would say it is in order and very right to date a co-worker.
Oh, okay.
Very right, because even in the Bible, most of the people that got wives and husbands, they got them in line of their duty.
Okay.
Even when David went to kill Goliath, he asked, what is the price for killing this man? He said, you get the daughter of Saul as a wife. So he said, I better kill this guy, because once I kill this guy, I'll get a wife. So if he was not in the battlefield, he would not have gotten that wife. So it is important. And then also, workplaces gives you time to understand people more.
Yes.
Than just
time with them.
that, what do we call them? The crash. You know, you crash on somebody in town, you meet occasionally. So they want to behave who they are not in that small situation. But when you are working with them, you will know their temperament. You will know how they handle even their resources. You will know even how they handle colleagues.
Yes.
So it's a very good ground where you can get a soulmate.
Oh, okay. That's nice. So now I want us to wind up with a few quotes from you people. You have worked, yeah? Whether unemployed or just running your own business, you have worked. What are some of the challenges that you have faced as individuals, and how did you circumvent them, and how would you advise the young people to circumvent through these challenges? So you might have done the right thing. You could also have done the wrong thing and learned from it. So tell us, as a parting shot, as we wind up, what are those challenges that you went through, and how did you circumvent through them? I'll start with Pastor MWANGI, and then finish up with Pastor MUCHINA.
Thank you so much. I've learned several things in life, but one important lesson at my age now is that we have borrowed this world from our children. Whatever you do to others will eventually happen to your children.
Oh, okay.
And I would say that a case in point in the Bible, when David, who was a man after God's own heart, when he killed somebody's husband, slept with a wife, and they even got a baby, God did not punish David.
Right.
God punished the baby, killed the baby. And not only the baby, God killed 3 other sons of David.
Oh.
So the battles of the children of David were because of the mistakes of his father. So whatever you do in this world, just know that even if you don't pay it now, reward will come through your children. So if you love your children, make sure you live a good life. Treat people well, because itatobokea tu kwa watoto, and it will be seen. That's why sometimes you find even people with a lot of money, a lot of affluence, and even wealth, their children are vagabonds. You know why? Because they are paying to their children. So it is a lesson I've learned that if I make you cry, maybe my children, someone else will make them cry. So I better be good to people. I better leave vengeance to God and allow my life to continue well as I planned on behalf of my children.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Pastor MUCHINA?
In life, I have learned a lot of many lessons, but one that stands out is that nothing is permanent. Literally nothing. Even you. Nothing is permanent. Whether it is success, whether it is defeat, whatever you can think of, whether it is education, you cannot learn all your life. There is nothing that is permanent.
Okay.
And do not allow anything to convince you, I am the end. It is not the end. Today's survivors will be tomorrow's billionaires. Yesterday's survivors are today's greatest employers. Never allow anything. 2, learn to humble yourself. Whether you are up there or you are down there, but somebody who is down, he doesn't need to humble himself. Already he has been humbled. But once you are up there, learn to humble yourself. And let me tell you, the worst people you can despise are the people whom you have gone ahead of. Those are the worst. You better mistreat people who are ahead of you if you can, than the people who are behind you.
Yes.
Because the speed they will overtake you with, it will be unbelievable. It will be unbelievable. And finally, do not treat people going on what you think they have and what they don't have. Do not treat people in life based on what you think they have or what they don't have. That is my take.
Wow, that is wonderful. Now, from both voices of experts and from the scenarios that we had forward, today we culminate the show. And we have learned a thing or two. We have learned how to go with what we know, what we believe in the workplace versus what has been normalized. Don't just say yes because people have been doing yes, people have been saying yes. Say yes because that is what you want. This was The Quench with MBCI TV, and I will see you next time.
The Quench, where you ask, we answer.